your car payment feels manageable. 300 here, 500 there, just another monthly bill. But zoom out far enough and it quietly becomes one of the most expensive decisions of your life. Not because you bought a bad car, but because you stepped into a system that was never designed for you to leave, and almost nobody talks about it. Right now, car payments in many countries are at all-time highs, not car prices, payments, which is strange because payments are supposed to make things affordable. Instead, they're doing the opposite. This matters now because for most people, a car payment isn't a one-time mistake. It's a repeating pattern that locks in for decades. Not 5 years, not 10, decades. And once you see how the system actually works, it's hard to unsee it. It usually starts the same way. You walk into a dealership and you're not asked what the total cost is. You're asked one question: what monthly payment are you comfortable with? That question changes everything because the price of the car stops mattering. The interest rate fades into the background and the loan term quietly stretches. 5 years becomes 6, 6 becomes 7, sometimes 8, and suddenly a car that costs far more than you planned feels reasonable. This is where the trap sets. A longer loan lowers the payment. A lower payment justifies a more expensive car. A more expensive car depreciates faster. And the moment you drive off the lot, the math turns against you. Cars lose value quickly. Loans don't. So now you owe more than the car is worth. That gap is called being upside down. Most people don't panic here because nothing feels wrong yet. The car runs, the payment clears, life goes on. Until something changes. Maybe the car gets totaled. Maybe you want to trade it in. Maybe your income takes a hit. That's when the gap shows up. You don't just owe money. You owe money on something that no longer exists or no longer fits your life. And the leftover debt doesn't disappear. It gets rolled into the next loan. This is the part nobody explains. You're not starting fresh. You're stacking old decisions onto new ones. The next loan starts heavier than the last. Longer term, higher payment, less flexibility. The cycle tightens. Now look at the uncomfortable math. A $450 payment is $5,400 a year. Do that for 30 years with short breaks, trade-ins, upgrades, and you're well past $150,000 spent just to keep having a car. Not a luxury car, not something rare, transportation. And that number ignores what the money could have done elsewhere. But the system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. Dealerships don't profit most from selling cars. They profit from financing. Banks don't care about the car. They care about the loan duration. Manufacturers love frequent trade-ins because it keeps demand constant. Everyone wins when you focus on monthly payments, except you. Publicly, the story sounds optimistic. Reliable transportation, affordable payments, upgrade when you're ready. Privately, the incentives push you to never be done. Owning a car outright is boring, predictable, unprofitable, so the culture nudges you away from it. A paid-off car feels old. A new payment feels normal. Over time, the idea of not having a car payment starts to feel unrealistic, even irresponsible, which is ironic because the people with the most financial flexibility usually don't have one. The real cost isn't just money, it's fragility. When income drops, the payment doesn't. When emergencies hit, the loan doesn't care. When opportunities appear, your cash flow's already spoken for. A car payment quietly decides how risky your life is allowed to be. And once you realize that, the question changes. It's no longer, can I afford this car? It becomes something harder. What would my life look like if this payment didn't exist at all? And why does a system built around convenience work so hard to make sure it always does?